Coming up on 5 Minute News. Israel and Hamas agree to ceasefire of 11-day war. Biden hails US quiet diplomacy in ceasefire plan. And Princes William and Harry condemn BBC over deceitful Diana interview. It's Friday, May 21. I'm Anthony Davis. Israel and Hamas agreed to a ceasefire on Thursday, halting a bruising 11-day war that caused widespread destruction in the Gaza Strip, brought life in much of Israel to a standstill, and left more than 200 people dead. At 2 a.m. local time, just as the ceasefire took effect, frenzied life returned to the streets of Gaza. People went out of their homes, some shouting Allahu Akbar or whistling from balconies. Many fired in the air, celebrating the truce. Like the 3 previous wars between the bitter enemies, the latest round of fighting ended inconclusively. Israel claimed to inflict heavy damage on Hamas, but once again was unable to halt the Islamic militant group's non-stop rocket barrages. Almost immediately, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faced angry accusations from his hardline right-wing base that he stopped the operation too soon. Hamas, the Islamic militant group sworn to Israel's destruction, also claimed victory. But it now faces the daunting challenge of rebuilding in a territory already suffering from poverty, widespread unemployment, and a raging coronavirus outbreak. Netanyahu's office said his secretary cabinet had unanimously accepted an Egyptian ceasefire proposal after recommendations from Israel's military chief and other top security officials. A statement boasted of significant achievements in the operation, some of which are unprecedented. It also included a veiled threat against Hamas. The political leaders emphasized that the reality on the ground will determine the future of the campaign, the statement said. The fighting erupted on May 10 when Hamas militants in Gaza fired long-range rockets toward Jerusalem. The barrage came after days of clashes between Palestinian protesters and Israeli police at the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. Heavy-handed police tactics at the compound, built on a site holy to Muslims and Jews, and the threatened eviction of dozens of Palestinians by Jewish settlers had inflamed tensions. The competing claims to Jerusalem lie at the heart of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and have repeatedly triggered bouts of violence in the past. US President Joe Biden on Thursday hailed the impending ceasefire in the fighting between Israel and Hamas, saying he sees a genuine opportunity toward the larger goal of building a lasting peace in the Middle East. Biden credited the Egyptian government with playing a crucial role in brokering the ceasefire and said he and top White House aides were intensely involved in an hour-by-hour effort to stop the bloodletting. I believe the Palestinians and Israelis equally deserve to live safely and securely and enjoy equal measures of freedom, prosperity, and democracy, Biden said. My administration will continue our quiet, relentless diplomacy toward that. Biden, who spoke to Netanyahu 6 times in the last 11 days, said on Thursday the Prime Minister credited the Iron Dome missile defense system with limiting the death toll inside Israel. The system is designed to intercept and destroy short-range rockets and artillery shells. Biden said he assured Netanyahu that his administration would work to quickly restock the missile defense system. Meanwhile, Senator Bernie Sanders introduced a resolution on Thursday afternoon blocking a $735 million U.S. weapons sale to Israel, mirroring a symbolic action by the House of Representatives in response to conflict between Israel and Gaza's Hamas leaders. Prince William and his brother Prince Harry on Thursday issued strongly worded statements criticising the BBC and the British media for unethical practices after an investigation concluded that one of the broadcaster's journalists used deceitful behaviour to secure Princess Diana's most explosive TV interview in 1995. The circumstances surrounding the interview from more than 20 years ago came under scrutiny after Diana's brother, Charles Spencer, made renewed complaints that journalist Martin Bashir used false documents and other dishonest tactics to persuade Diana to agree to the interview. On Thursday, a report from the inquiry said Bashir acted in a deceitful way and breached BBC rules by mocking up fake bank statements and showing them to Charles Spencer to gain access to the princess. The report also criticised the BBC for covering up what it knew about Bashir's actions and said the corporation's own probe into the matter fell short of its usual standards of integrity and transparency. In his statement, 38-year-old Prince William said the BBC's failures contributed to the deterioration of his parents' marriage and worsened Diana's feelings of paranoia. You can subscribe to 5 Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5 Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate and review online at 5minute.news. 5 Minute News is an Evergreen Podcast covering politics, inequality, health and climate, delivering independent, unbiased and essential world news daily.